What's up, Sea-Link crew? We're on part 3 of our epic series, The 3 C's. Now we're getting into the final piece of the puzzle, and that is covet, the covenant of covering. Our theme continues for having the 3 C's, the co's in front of them, as well as pushing back against con culture. And going through covet, the covenant of covering, is this issue and this focus of covet. We all are going to covet something at some point in our lives, whether it is our walk with our higher power, creator, that purpose to which we've been created, that DNA of design, seeing that link between our destiny and walking in our purpose on the earth with our God, with our higher power, or we're going to covet having a covering from an institution, from a religion, from a mediator, from another man, another woman, another advocate. And when we yield that responsibility, we yield that place, and we give place to a covering of a mediator, then we lose our ability to be able to walk in our own DNA of design. We are putting on the armor of somebody else. You may have heard of the phrase, don't wear somebody else's armor. And there's a reason for that, because when you put on somebody else's armor that's customized for them and not for you, what do you think's going to happen when you go on the battlefield? You're not going to be able to function and move in your own DNA of design. You're not going to be able to move in your giftings and your abilities because you're under a covering that was not meant for you. The covering and the overshadowing that's meant for you is that covering of your higher purpose, your higher power, walking with God, walking with the Spirit, walking with your Creator. Whatever your terminology is for that, that is the covering you should be coveting. And finally, there's this covenant. We're coveting the covenant of covering. And this covenant is what puts the covet and the covering together. It's the meat in the middle of the sandwich, so to speak. And that is this covenant. We're either going to make a covenant with a contract that somebody else has decided for us, that's not going to line up with our DNA of design, or we're going to covenant with that contract, with our highest purpose, with that DNA of design, with seeing the link between the purpose to which we've been created and walking in that place on the earth with our higher power, with our Creator, with the reason why we're here on this planet. So my message to you today is covet, yes. Covet that covering of covenant, and walk in that covenant with your higher power, with your highest purpose, with your DNA of design, with the armor that's been customized for your abilities, not for somebody else's abilities that they pre-design and decide for you and try to impose upon you in that cloning con job culture, but push back against that. And how do we push back against that? By coveting that covering of that covenant with our higher power.